You won't believe what happened. In front of Korea's top stars, during what was supposed to be just another glamorous industry night, Lee Min-ho stood up and did the unthinkable. With one emotional speech, completely unscripted, he made Song Hye Kyo cry on the spot. No one saw it coming. No one had ever dared to say what he said, but he did. In today's video, we reveal every detail of that unforgettable night, what Lee Min-ho said, how Song Hye Kyo reacted, and why fans are calling it the boldest, most vulnerable moment of his entire career. Was it a confession? A declaration? A goodbye? Stay with us as we uncover the full story behind the moment that has everyone talking. If you love real stories that hit you in the heart, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future updates on Korean stars and the stories behind their fame. In a moment that shook the heart of Korean entertainment to its core, Hallyu superstar Lee Min-ho did the unthinkable and left Song Hye Kyo in tears in front of an entire room. Not in a scripted drama, not for a scene, but in real life when no one expected it and no one had the courage to say what he said. Those who were present that evening say the room fell into dead silence as Song Hye Kyo's eyes filled with tears and her hands trembled. What did Lee Min-ho do? Why now? And what does it mean for their long-rumored relationship? It all began at a high-profile private event in Gangnam, a closed-door industry dinner attended by only the top elite in Korean film and television. The night was elegant, the atmosphere cordial, and the guest list read like a who's who of Hallyu royalty. But no one anticipated that a single moment, just a few short minutes before the end of the evening, would become the most talked about emotional explosion of the year. Lee Min-ho, known for his poise, charisma, and famously reserved demeanor when it comes to personal matters, took the microphone during a segment meant for casual tributes and light-hearted stories. His voice was calm at first, steady. He thanked directors, producers, and co-stars. But then, in front of a stunned crowd, he turned toward Song Hye Kyo. "She doesn't know I'm going to say this," he said, his eyes locked on her. "But I've waited long enough to speak it." First, there were polite smiles. Song Hye Kyo herself chuckled slightly, seemingly unaware of what was coming next. But within seconds, that smile vanished. What Lee Min-ho said next wasn't just shocking. It was vulnerable, raw, and completely unfiltered. "You've carried pain so gracefully," he said. "You've been through things the world only guesses at, and still you show up elegant, strong, unstoppable. But I've seen the parts you hide, and it breaks me." According to multiple sources in the room, Song Hye Kyo's expression changed instantly. Her eyes widened. Her hands, which were resting on her lap, clenched. And then, before he could finish, she covered her mouth, visibly holding back tears. Lee Min-ho paused. He looked down for a moment, clearly emotional himself. Then he continued. "You once told me no one ever fought for you, that everyone left when things got hard. I'm not going anywhere." The room went dead silent. People who had been laughing seconds earlier now stared with wide eyes. Some reportedly gasped. Others looked at Song Hye Kyo, who could no longer hold back her tears. One witness recalled, "She wasn't sobbing. It was more painful than that. The tears just fell, quietly, without resistance, like something inside her finally cracked." It wasn't just what he said. It was how he said it. No drama, no spotlight seeking. Just a man speaking truth he'd buried for years. This wasn't the first time rumors had circulated about the two. Ever since their collaboration at a charity gala years ago, fans had speculated about their closeness. There were whispers of secret meetings, late-night phone calls, even a trip abroad that was never photographed but always believed. But both actors stayed silent, neither confirming nor denying, letting the public imagination build a story of its own. Song Hye Kyo, long admired for her quiet grace and almost royal composure, had never been one to display public emotion. Even during her highly publicized divorce from Song Joong-ki, she remained stoic, offering only brief statements to the press and avoiding any emotional unraveling. So the sight of her crying, not as an actress in a scene, but as a woman whose heart had just been split open, was something no one could forget. In the wake of this emotional storm, fans and media outlets alike are left wondering, was this the beginning of something real, or the closing of a chapter that never had the courage to start? For years, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo were seen as stars who walked parallel paths, both immensely successful, both guarded, both survivors of heartbreaks in the public eye. But what many never realized was just how closely those paths ran beside each other. Now, after that bold declaration, they may no longer be walking alone. Industry insiders are buzzing about the possibility of a project that could bring them together on screen, something that had been quietly pitched in the past, but never came to fruition due to bad timing. However, after this public moment, producers are reportedly scrambling to reunite them, sensing the opportunity for a story that blurs the lines between fiction and reality. One producer anonymously revealed, "What they gave us in 5 minutes was more powerful than any 16-episode drama. If they agreed to work together again, it could be the most iconic casting in K-drama history." But not everyone is thinking about scripts or ratings. Some are still caught in the raw human truth of what occurred that night, particularly Song Hye Kyo's silent breakdown. Many fans expressed concern for her mental well-being, especially given her history of enduring public scrutiny, without ever truly revealing the emotional weight she carries. "She's strong, but strong people break too," one fan commented. "And when she cried like that, we all felt it. Because we've all had someone say the words we needed, but maybe too late." Lee Min-ho, for his part, has remained entirely out of the spotlight since the event. Some say he retreated to a family property outside Seoul. Others claim he's still in close contact with Song Hye Kyo, helping her process everything that happened. But whether he's retreating or preparing for the next step, no one can deny that what he did took courage and left a permanent mark. Social media and the power of vulnerability. In an age where most celebrity interactions are calculated and filtered, this moment stood apart. It felt real, raw, unrehearsed. And that, ironically, is what made it cinematic. Social media exploded not just with support, but with stories. Fans from around the world shared their own experiences of missed timing, silent heartbreaks, and the people they were too afraid to fight for. One viral tweet read, "Lee Min-ho didn't just speak to her. He spoke to all of us who have ever loved someone and stayed quiet." That single message garnered over 1.2 million likes in 24 hours. A prominent Korean blogger wrote, "For once, a man didn't choose pride. He chose honesty. He chose to be vulnerable in front of the woman he loved and the world. Whether she takes him back or not, he's already won something greater." And maybe that's the true takeaway here. That courage doesn't always come in the form of action. Sometimes it's words, timed right, delivered from the heart, in front of people who matter, and to someone who deserves to finally hear them. The unfinished sentence, "There is a moment, a beat," right after someone bares their soul, where time seems to hold its breath. That's where we are now. The public doesn't know if Song Hye Kyo will respond, if she'll call him back, if she already has, if they met again the next morning, or not at all. But what we do know is this. Something has shifted. She may never publicly address what happened. He may never speak of it again. But we saw it. We felt it. And in that moment, two people known for guarding their emotions with expert precision let it all fall away. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough.